I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now, and I'm here today with George Siosi Samuels, the anipreneur. Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, Cynthia. How are you?
Is it anipreneur or anipreneur?
Really, it's a tomato thing. However, you want to say it how it sounds best to you.
Just wanted to be
I go
sure.
with, yeah, I mean, I go with anipreneur, but
Okay.
more English, Aussie, maybe say entrepreneur. I say it
Okay.
anipreneur.
Much like Amuse Now enables artists to make a living doing what they love, your Annapreneur website brings together animators and empowers them to enlarge their bank balances.
The idea behind Annapreneur was essentially came out of something I saw amongst a lot of animators who, love animating, but aren't always able to translate that into something that can make them money. And especially with the global financial crisis that went on, and also the highly competitive nature of the animation industry, there are a lot of freelance animators out there. Now, it's sort of, it's lovely when you feel that you're your own boss, but then you kind of then realize, oh shit, I need to get clients, or I need to learn how to actually, make money out of doing what I can. And so I got involved with a lot more entrepreneurs. I sort of just left the creative groups because I don't know, I just saw this gap. And so I spent a lot more time with entrepreneurs and I realized, hey, animators have a lot to contribute to, the entrepreneur space, or to a lot of other types of clients as well. And I just wanted to be able to share with animators how I'm able to make money doing animation, because I think there's this saying that goes around that if you're an artist or a creative or an animator, there's no money to be made. But then if you look at the likes of Disney and Pixar, it's very contradicting to that statement. So I believe it's a matter of belief as well. Yeah, you can start calling yourself an entrepreneur, or you could also just go to the website at anipreneur.com and subscribe to the email list. And who knows, if there are more entrepreneurs that come out, you can start putting a membership program together or something, and take it from there. But that's the idea.
Excellent. Well, increasing your bank balance is something that you do on your business website. And saw you mention something called business explainer videos. Can you tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about them?
So explainer videos have been around for a good couple years now, at least the term itself. And I came across explainer videos, which are also known as product demo videos, through Miguel Hernandez of Grumo Media. And in my search for finding ways that I could use my animation skills to make money for myself, I found that explainer videos was one of those commercial options. So because I wanted to make money doing animation as well, what this allowed me to do is essentially create uh, 60 to 120-second videos that explained an idea, a product, or service. So really simple, really engaging, and really succinct. I essentially started offering those to more entrepreneurs because I was, in that space, and they became really popular. And I think they're still only just catching on in Australia now, but in the States, they've been around for a while. When they first started out, I think they were going for around like $10,000 per minute. Well, I think every subsequent minute was like half price or something, but the first minute was about $10,000. Now, because there's a lot more competition and the way the markets go, I've seen people offer it for as little as $4.99 for a minute, and that's because you've got your other Asian countries, folks who can do it for a lot cheaper. So what I have been speaking to Miguel Hernandez about, who's kind of like a mentor for explainer videos, he's the best thing is if you establish a solid brand or a well-known brand and have trust, that will help you to keep your prices set higher. And always, if you do good work, you can set your price. But that's essentially how, yeah. So it's like from $4.99 to $10,000. It all depends on your ability to sell.
Well, that's a good way to supplement your income and stay in the industry for sure. Excellent.
Yes. and especially with personal projects, because I know animators, like to create, and I have my own personal projects. So what that does, it allows me to fund that.
And I think some of the things that you love doing are called cultural animation. And I watched
Yes.
several of your episodes, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, called
Yep.
Tales from Nanumea.
Yes. Wonderful.
So tell us about that series and how people can view the episodes because they're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. So the Tales, well, cultural animation, first of all, is just another sort of term that I didn't really coin. I sort of just redefined because the original term was coined by a Polish sociologist or something of the sort, and it referred to community work and sort of animating a community to use the arts to bring about the culture and stuff. There are a lot of animations out there that have to do with culture and specifically preserving culture. And I've seen how these stories have really helped to also animate communities themselves in terms of, looking at it and like, shedding a tear. Like, I can't believe this is not just a family story anymore, but it's something that I can see. It's something that can be passed on to my children, something that can be shared. It becomes more than just, an oral tradition. Tales from Nanumea, that's an animation series that I started while I was at university, and it was based off of stories that my mother told me while growing up. And maybe it was destiny, but whenever I tried doing some other animation or animated story, it would never flow through smoothly. But every time I did these stories, everything would just click. Everything that I needed would come together. And so I think it took me till the third episode to finally get it that I was meant to work on these type of animations. The third episode actually caused me to quit my job as at a design studio, and with no plan, no whatever, and just pursue that as a potential career. Had a successful crowdfunding campaign for it, which was great. But that's another story that I probably have to share in an article or something. But yeah, that's essentially the Tales from Nanumea series, and it's based on the myths and legends of Nanumea Tuvalu, which is my maternal homeland. And you can watch the episodes by going to talesfromnanumea.com.
So you said you went to university. Is that how you became involved with animation?
Well, the passion for animation was there actually from very young age. I think probably when I first when I saw my first Disney film. I think it was Aladdin. I saw it with my uncle, and I remember the opening scene with the tiger opening his mouth and Jafar coming out. I think that was my first real fascination with it. And ever since I was young, I was always into computers, so I was actually quite a nerd when it came to computers. So I did like all the programming, design related stuff. And then when I hit university, I had two choices. I was either to go down the path that my father wanted, which was like, safe, secure engineering path or computer science or something, or go the creative side, which was animation. Now, to get a compromise with my dad, I decided to do a general multimedia degree. Um, but by that time I finished that, I got accepted into some master's course with animation.
So what tools do you use?
For animation itself, I actually really love using the traditional tools for animators. So, with your light board, the paper, pen, pencil. But I have sort of moved more towards using Wacom tablets, and sort of drawing straight into my laptop or computer. Um, what's this? Adobe. They actually officially sponsored or supported my Tales from Nanumea series, so I now have free access to all their Adobe software. So I use their. I was using it already before, but Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Premiere, those are usually some of the base tools. I do more 2D animation than I do 3D, even though I'm training 3D as well. I just love 2D animation, and I also use Toon Boom animation software, who are also official supporters of the Tales from Nanumea series.
And can you spell that last one? Because everybody knows Adobe, but I've never heard the Toon Bloom, did you say?
Oh, yeah, yeah, Toon Boom. So Toon space Boom. So Toon Boom are actually They're a hidden gem because their software was used to create, what was it? Princess and the Frog, the Disney film? Yep, was that Princess and the Frog? I think it was.
That doesn't ring a bell, but my son's getting ready to go to college, so I may not know every Disney film if they're new.
Yeah, no, I think it was their last traditionally, well, I mean, traditionally animated film. Um,
Okay.
I, I think yeah, it was called Princess and the Frog. So Toon Boom software was used for that. The Simpsons also use Toon Boom animation software. Yeah, if you check out their website, just search by Google, you'll find out more about them. I think they're focusing more on the education sector now. So using their software to help students with their learning, and it's quite interesting. Animation actually really helps with the education side of things too, and that could be another topic of discussion.
Yes, we'll have to have you on as a guest again, I think.
Oh, maybe.
Well, since Amuse Now is about artists helping artists, you definitely gave us a lot of information, but do you have any secret tips or something that we can share with budding animators so they can
Yes.
walk away with something that they really didn't know before?
Yes, I do.
Awesome.
Um, the one thing I'll say is that the most important thing with any sort of profession you involve yourself with is applying what you know to every other aspect of your life. So for animation, that's sort of like my base. So I can actually apply everything that I know about animation into the world of money, into the world of business, into the world of entrepreneurship, into the world of education. It's I find that it's important to become wiser, not just knowledgeable with animation, because there are a lot of different types of animators as well. So animators come in very many different shapes and forms, and I would say that I think the mindset is the most important thing for any artist or animator out there. And if there's any book that I would suggest you read if you're looking to take your artistic skills further and actually get paid for it, like what you're worth, I would suggest you read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Oh, wow. That's a
Yep.
classic.
Yes.
Excellent.
And there are a lot of principles in there that do relate to animation, and perhaps I'll write a book one day. Develop your mindset along with your skill sets.
And definitely, I'm going to do another plug for the Annapreneur because I think that mixing business and creativity is a plus and it helps you to be successful, right? You are still
Definitely.
true. You're true to your
Yes.
craft even if you're making
Yep.
money.
Yep, exactly. I've read somebody had wrote work it said work for money, but create out of love. And the hard work at the beginning, it's always difficult at the beginning, but anything worth working towards is going to be hard at the beginning. And yeah, the more you work towards it, the more persistent you'll get it.
Very sage advice for one so young. Well, I'll tell you, I I learned a lot from you today. And when we launch our e-commerce site later this summer, I hope that
Awesome.
you'll consider adding Amuse Now to your video distribution channels because I think you should start getting paid for a lot of those cultural animation videos. They're so lovely and beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I wish you all good things. Thank you for joining me today.
Likewise. Thank you very much, Cynthia.
Hi, I'm Cynthia Kahn, founder of Amused Now. This featured artist presentation has been brought to you by Amused Now Entertainment, a website that enables artists to profit from their creativity. To learn more about Amused Now, visit us at www.amusednow.com or email me at ccon@amusednow.com.